My beloved child, I know there have been moments when you looked toward heaven with questions that seemed to echo back in silence. You wondered why the answer did not come when your heart was ready, why the door remained closed when you had already gathered the courage to walk through it, and why the season of waiting felt longer than you believed you could bear. Yet even in those quiet moments, you were never abandoned. Every tear you tried to hide, every prayer you whispered in the darkness, and every hopeful breath you took was seen with perfect love. Stay with this message, because by the end you may begin to see your waiting through completely different eyes. There is a difference between being forgotten and being prepared. To you, the days may have looked empty, but to me they were full of unseen growth. Just as a mighty tree stretches its roots deep into the earth before anyone notices its branches reaching toward the sky, your heart has been quietly growing stronger beneath the surface. The world celebrates quick results, but lasting peace is often born in seasons that seem slow. If everything had happened the moment you asked, you might have gained what you wanted without becoming the person who could truly treasure it. Sometimes the greatest gift is not the answer itself, but the transformation that happens while you wait. Think of a potter shaping clay with patient hands. The clay cannot understand every movement, every pause, or every gentle pressure. It only knows that it is changing. In the same way, you have been shaped by moments that once felt disappointing. Those delays have taught you compassion. Those unanswered questions have deepened your faith. Those quiet nights have strengthened your courage in ways that success alone never could. What once appeared to be an obstacle may one day become the very reason you are able to comfort someone else who feels lost. Your waiting has not been wasted, it has been a classroom where hope, endurance, and wisdom have quietly taken root. Continue listening, because there is another reason your season of waiting has carried more purpose than you ever imagined. Some seasons feel endless because they unfold one quiet day at a time. You wake up expecting something to change, only to find another ordinary sunrise. It is easy to believe that nothing is happening when everything around you looks the same. But the deepest changes rarely begin where your eyes can see them. They begin within your heart. Like a river carving its path through solid rock, transformation often happens slowly, almost invisibly, until one day you realize you are standing in a place you never thought possible. If this message is speaking to you, don't leave yet. The next truth may be the one your heart has been searching for. Many people believe that waiting is simply standing still, but true waiting is an active journey of becoming. Every challenge you faced was quietly teaching you something that comfort could never teach. The disappointment that once made you question yourself has helped you discover resilience. The closed doors that frustrated you have encouraged you to seek wisdom instead of rushing ahead. Even the moments when you felt alone have revealed a strength you didn't know you possessed. You may not have celebrated those lessons while they were unfolding, but one day you will look back and realize they became part of the foundation that now keeps you standing. Growth often feels uncomfortable because it stretches your spirit beyond familiar limits, yet every step has been shaping a heart capable of carrying greater peace and deeper compassion. Imagine a seed resting beneath the cold ground. From above, it appears forgotten. There is no sign of movement, no evidence that life is beginning. Yet beneath the surface, something extraordinary is taking place. Tiny roots are reaching into the darkness, preparing for the day the first green shoot breaks through the soil. If that seed rushed to bloom before its roots were ready, the first strong wind could easily destroy it. In much the same way, your life has been developing unseen roots of faith, patience, and character. What felt like silence was never emptiness. It was preparation. Your story is still unfolding, and the reason behind your waiting becomes even more beautiful as the journey continues. Stay with this message, because the next part reveals how even life's unexpected detours can become part of a greater purpose. There were moments when you believed the delay meant you had taken the wrong path. You replayed old conversations, questioned old decisions, and wondered if you had somehow missed the opportunity you had prayed for. Those thoughts can become heavy when they linger too long. Yet not every delay is a sign that you failed. Sometimes it is a quiet invitation to slow your pace so your heart can notice what it would have overlooked in a rush. Stay with this message, because the next few moments may help you see your journey through a new lens filled with hope instead of regret. Consider the beauty of dawn. The sun does not race to the horizon, nor does it appear all at once. Light arrives gently, pushing back the darkness little by little until the entire landscape is transformed. If dawn demanded immediate brightness, the world would miss the peaceful beauty of its unfolding. Your life often grows in the same way. The lessons that shape lasting character rarely appear in dramatic moments. They come through quiet acts of kindness, patient choices, honest conversations, and the courage to keep believing when the outcome remains unseen. Every small step forward has been preparing you for a deeper confidence that cannot be shaken by temporary setbacks. Perhaps you have wondered why certain dreams faded while others never seemed to begin. Sometimes letting go is not the end of hope but the beginning of a wiser hope. There are moments when releasing what you expected creates room for something that better reflects the person you are becoming. Even if you cannot yet understand every twist in your story, you do not have to carry the burden of knowing every answer today. Trust can grow even when certainty is still far away. The road ahead may still hold questions, but it also holds opportunities to love more deeply, forgive more freely, and walk with greater peace than before. Keep listening, because the next part reveals how the quiet seasons you once feared may become the strongest testimony of your inner transformation. Sometimes you look around and wonder why other people seem to be moving ahead while your own path feels quiet. It can be tempting to measure your journey against someone else's victories, believing that their timing should somehow become your standard. But every life carries a different story, a different purpose, and a different rhythm. A flower does not question why the oak tree grows taller, and the stars never compete with the sunrise. Each shines in its own season. Stay with this message, because what you are about to hear may free your heart from a burden you were never meant to carry. Comparison has a way of stealing joy from the present moment. When your attention is fixed on another person's path, you can easily miss the quiet blessings unfolding in your own. Perhaps your waiting has given you a more compassionate heart. Perhaps it has taught you to notice the lonely, encourage the discouraged, or offer kindness without expecting anything in return. These gifts may not attract applause, but they shape a life that leaves a lasting impact. True strength is not measured by how quickly you arrive at a destination, but by the grace, humility, and love you carry along the way. Every challenge you have faced has been gently refining your character, turning moments of disappointment into opportunities for deeper wisdom. Imagine standing beside a peaceful lake just before sunrise. At first, the water reflects only darkness, and it seems as though morning will never come. Yet little by little, the sky begins to glow with soft shades of gold and blue. The reflection changes not because the lake forced the light to appear, but because it remained still long enough to receive it. In the same way, there are seasons when the greatest step you can take is not striving harder but opening your heart to peace, gratitude, and quiet trust. Your waiting has not been empty. It has been preparing your spirit to recognize blessings that once passed unnoticed. Keep listening, because the next part reveals how even the disappointments you never understood can become stepping stones toward a life filled with deeper purpose, renewed hope, and lasting peace. There were days when disappointment whispered that your prayers had been ignored. You tried to stay hopeful, but every unanswered question seemed to grow heavier with time. Even so, the quiet moments that tested your faith were also revealing something beautiful within you. They were teaching you to trust not only when life felt joyful, but also when the path ahead was uncertain. Faith becomes strongest not when every answer is visible, but when hope continues to rise even before the horizon begins to brighten. Stay with this message, because the next truth may change the way you remember every difficult season you have walked through. Think about a sculptor standing before a solid block of stone. At first glance, nothing about that stone appears extraordinary. Yet the artist already sees a masterpiece hidden within it. With every careful strike, pieces fall away, not to destroy the stone, but to reveal the beauty that has been there all along. Life often feels like that process. Certain plans fall apart. Expectations shift. Comfortable routines disappear. In those moments, it is easy to believe you are losing something precious. But sometimes what is being removed is simply making room for greater wisdom, deeper compassion, and a heart that reflects more patience and love than ever before. The journey has never been about becoming someone else, it has been about uncovering the strength, kindness, and courage that were quietly growing inside you all along. One day, you may look back on this season and realize it was never defined by what you lacked. Instead, it was defined by how much you learned to value peace over panic, gratitude over comparison, and hope over fear. The waiting taught you to appreciate simple blessings that once went unnoticed: a kind word, a quiet morning, a faithful friend, a moment of stillness that renewed your spirit. Those treasures cannot always be measured, yet they often become the richest part of a meaningful life. So do not believe that your journey has been delayed without purpose. Every step has shaped your heart for the road ahead. Keep listening, because the next part brings the message to its emotional turning point, where the true purpose behind your waiting begins to shine with greater clarity than ever before. Even now, as you listen to these words, you may still carry questions that have no clear answers. That is part of being human. You long to understand every chapter before it unfolds, yet life often reveals its meaning one page at a time. What feels unfinished today may one day become the very story that inspires another weary heart to keep believing. You do not need to force tomorrow to arrive before its time. There is peace in taking one faithful step today, one act of kindness today, one moment of gratitude today. Stay with this message, because the most important truth is about to be revealed. The reason your waiting has mattered so deeply is not because it was meant to make you suffer. It was because it gave your heart the opportunity to grow in ways that comfort alone never could. Patience has made room for wisdom. Compassion has replaced bitterness. Quiet trust has begun to overcome fear. Every challenge you faced became an invitation to discover a deeper kind of strength, one that remains steady even when circumstances change. This strength is not loud or boastful. It is the gentle confidence that allows you to keep loving, keep forgiving, and keep moving forward without allowing disappointment to define your identity. That quiet confidence is one of life's greatest treasures, and it cannot be rushed. So when you remember this season, do not remember it only as a time of waiting. Remember it as the season that reshaped your heart. Remember it as the place where hope became stronger than fear, where forgiveness became lighter than resentment, and where peace slowly replaced anxiety. The road ahead may still hold unexpected turns, but you no longer walk it as the same person who first began this journey. You carry greater wisdom, deeper compassion, and a faith that has been refined through every trial. Hold on to that truth whenever doubt tries to return. Your story is still unfolding, and every chapter can become a reminder that love, hope, and perseverance are never wasted. Stay until the very end, because the final part brings everything together with a message of lasting peace, renewed courage, and a heartfelt blessing for your journey. No matter what tomorrow brings, remember this above all else: your worth has never been measured by how quickly your prayers seem to be answered or how fast your circumstances changed. Your value has always been rooted in the love, kindness, and courage you choose to carry each day. Even when the road felt long, you continued to rise after disappointment. Even when your heart grew tired, you still searched for hope. Those quiet victories may never make headlines, but they are the moments that shape a beautiful life. If you have come this far in the message, take a deep breath and let peace settle over your heart. The season of waiting has not been the end of your story. It has been one of its most meaningful chapters. Whenever fear tells you that nothing is changing, remember how nature quietly prepares for every new season. Winter does not last forever, and the first signs of spring often appear long before anyone notices them. In the same way, growth often begins in places that cannot yet be seen. Continue planting seeds of kindness. Continue choosing forgiveness when resentment feels easier. Continue offering love where the world expects anger. Continue believing that every act of compassion matters. Your life is already making a difference in ways you may never fully understand. The greatest legacy is not built through perfection but through a heart that keeps choosing hope, even after disappointment. As you leave this message today, carry these words with you: never believe that your waiting was meaningless. It strengthened your character, deepened your compassion, and reminded you that peace is found one faithful step at a time. Whatever lies ahead, walk forward with confidence, gratitude, and a heart that refuses to give up on love. Let every sunrise remind you that new beginnings are always possible, and let every challenge remind you of the strength you have already discovered within yourself. May your days be filled with wisdom, your heart with peace, and your spirit with renewed hope. If this message touched your heart, write Amen in the comments as a declaration of faith and encouragement for someone else who may need these words today. And if you would like more uplifting messages of hope, peace, and inspiration, be sure to subscribe and join this growing community. Until next time, may your heart remain steady, your hope remain alive, and your journey be filled with grace. The message may be ending, but your journey is not. Every new morning brings another opportunity to choose hope over fear, kindness over resentment, and faith over discouragement. You do not need to have every answer before taking your next step. A peaceful heart is built one choice at a time, one act of grace at a time, and one moment of trust at a time. When uncertainty tries to overwhelm you, pause and remember how far you have already come. The strength you needed for yesterday's challenges is the same strength that will carry you through today's opportunities. There will be people who cross your path carrying burdens you cannot see. Some will need a listening ear. Others will need a word of encouragement, a patient smile, or a simple reminder that they are not alone. Never underestimate the impact of a compassionate heart. The love you freely give has a way of reaching places you may never witness. Even the smallest act of kindness can become the beginning of someone's healing. As your own heart has grown through seasons of waiting, let that growth become a source of comfort and hope for those who are still walking through theirs. So walk forward with confidence, not because every obstacle has disappeared, but because you have learned that peace does not depend on perfect circumstances. It grows within a heart that chooses gratitude, perseverance, and love each day. May your path be filled with wisdom, your spirit renewed with courage, and your life become a light that encourages others to keep believing. If this message encouraged you today, share it with someone who might need a reminder that waiting is never wasted. Comment Amen if this message spoke to your heart, and subscribe for more faith-filled messages of hope, healing, and encouragement. Until we meet again, may peace guard your heart, hope fill your spirit, and love guide every step you take. The script is complete. There isn't a next part because the conclusion has already been reached. If you'd like to make it 30 to 35 minutes long, here's an additional epilogue you can place just before the final call to action. One final thought before you go. Never believe that the value of your journey is measured only by the moments everyone else can see. Some of life's greatest victories happen quietly, in the decisions no one applauds. They happen when you choose forgiveness instead of bitterness, patience instead of frustration, and hope instead of giving up. Those unseen victories shape a heart that remains steady through every season. When you look back years from now, you may not remember every challenge in detail, but you will remember how those moments changed you. You will remember becoming more compassionate because you understood pain. You will remember becoming more grateful because you experienced waiting. You will remember becoming stronger because you refused to surrender to discouragement. Every season has left a mark on your heart, and together they have formed a story filled with resilience, faith, and love. So don't rush through today searching only for tomorrow. Find beauty in the present moment. Notice the small blessings that surround you. The kindness of a stranger, the laughter of a loved one, the quiet peace of a new morning, and the strength that has carried you farther than you ever imagined. These simple gifts remind you that hope is alive even in ordinary moments. Walk forward with confidence, knowing that every chapter of your story has value. Let your heart remain open to love, your spirit remain anchored in peace, and your life become an encouragement to everyone you meet. Keep choosing kindness. Keep choosing gratitude. Keep choosing faith. One day, you will look back and realize that the waiting you once feared became the very foundation of the person you were always meant to become. If this message encouraged your heart today, comment Amen below and share this video with someone who needs hope. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more uplifting, faith-inspired messages. May peace fill your heart, wisdom guide your steps, and hope remain with you every single day.